What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 59, and we start today's episode off as we resume our progress here in Qatar 2022 with the World Cup last 16 stage against Sweden, the Scandinavian side, in the round of 16. And as you can see by our lineup in the last episode, I ended it on a cliffhanger. How would we line up our England side for the last 16 tie? Would we start Ivan Toney the shocker, or would we keep faith with Harry Kane? Toney had scored 2 goals on match day 3, and Kane had only got 1 goal in the first 2 games. Well, as you can see, I did decide to keep faith with the captain, but it wasn't the captain who had opened the scoring in this game. 14 minutes in, Dele Alli, who had an amazing World Cup group stage, really impressive first 2 games from Dele Alli out of the 3 we played. I'd say he was our best player of the tournament at this stage, and he assisted James Maddison for our first goal in the first half as we took the lead, and just before the hour mark, as we were still leading by 1 in the game, we were controlling really, Harry Kane would make it 2-0, and you could see we were playing for the captain at this point here as well. Kane there, we didn't need to play that extra pass there, we could have smashed it in ourselves, but I saw Kane was going through. I wanted him to get a goal in the knockout stage, which he would do, and he wouldn't stop at 1, he would get 2. 15 minutes to go, Ivan Toney comes off the bench. He might not have started the game, but I was going to bring him on, and a nice free ball by Ivan, plays it through to the captain, who, I don't know what was going on with his celebration here, the way he just fell over after trying to do a knee slide. Just ridiculous. The celebrations, what's going on with the celebrations in the international games? It's ridiculous, but either way, it's 3-0, Kane bags his brace, but really the story in the second half was Ivan Toney coming off the bench, playing like bloody prime Xavi. I mean, the boy was unbelievable. His pass accuracy, he didn't surrender the possession once after coming off the bench, and he bagged 2 assists in the final 20-25 minutes worth of play. First assisting Harry Kane, then playing an amazing ball. I mean, that was like Kevin De Bruyne there. Bloody hell. Ball was going out of play, doesn't take a touch, weaker left foot, way inside his half. First time, just pings it 50 yards for Ali to run onto, who gets a goal for his troubles as well. So, what a ball by Ivan Toney. A 4-0 comprehensive victory over the Scandinavian side. I felt confident heading into that round of 16 tie there as well, and great to see Kane get a brace as well. You know, obviously, as you'll see, our quarter-final tie now is going to be against Brazil. France will face Argentina, Spain versus Andre Onana's Cameroon, and the other tie is Germany versus Italy. So, yeah, you know, I felt very confident heading into that game there. You know, I felt as though taking on the Scandinavian side, you know, a decent team, Sweden, very decent team, no doubt about it, but I felt as though, you know, avoiding Spain was crucial to me if we were going to progress. So that's why topping the group was really, really important, because I felt confident they would top their group. So very pleased to make it through. And again, the South American side, Brazil, awaiting us in the quarterfinals with their fantastic 4-3-3, and what a front three as well. Rafinha on the right, Neymar on the left, and Gabriel Jesus as their striker. So heading into the quarterfinals, no changes to our lineup on the back of that big victory there against the Swedes. And 9 minutes in, Brazil would take the lead through Casemiro, but it was ruled out for offside. It wasn't Casemiro that was offside, it was the first ball through after Neymar rolled the ball through there, which saw the linesman flagging. Right decision. Sadly didn't get a replay, because once again, I don't know what's going on with the international games here in this World Cup. For some reason, replays aren't happening, lineups aren't getting shown for the games, and also celebrations are really rubbish as well. But 21 minutes in, we would take the lead in the game. Dele Alli would get the goal. What a competition he's having, as once again the celebrations are muted. So bloody annoying, because obviously, as we know in international tournaments, the players go crazy when goals get scored in international tournaments, but for some reason in this World Cup they're just so muted. It's just so uneventful. But it was 1-0 courtesy of Ali having an amazing World Cup. But 34 minutes in, Brazil would get back on level terms, and I was so frustrated about this goal as well, because the shot comes in, it was blocked, and for some reason the auto switch didn't happen. You know, normally the auto switch would happen there and it would go straight to the players close to the ball, but it stayed with Joe Gomez, who was never going to win it first time on 50-50. Trent Alexander-Arnold was right next to the ball. He just started backing up and walking away. It was ridiculous. Brazil were back on level terms courtesy of I think it was Casemiro there, making it 1-1, and Brazil find their equalising goal, as it was a very even first half as well, and I thought he deserved an equalising goal too to head into the dressing room. So 1-1 in the second half. Sterling denied by Alisson, but once again more frustration for England in the 66th minute. Joe Gomez intercepts there, and I tried to clear the ball away. You would have seen a power bar power up. I pressed square, I wanted to clear it, and instead, unfortunately, he took too long. Gabriel Jesus robbed Gomez and puts it into the back of the net, as Brazil take the lead for the first time, come from behind to lead and make it 2-1. It was such a frustrating game as well, because we were playing well, we were creating chances, but just couldn't find an equalising goal. Still behind by a goal, and with 6 minutes to go, the fans were thinking possibly, just possibly, we'll be exiting the quarter-final stage stage, the FA will be happy, but I and the fans would not be. But with 5 minutes to go, this was just absolutely absurd. James Maddison, played through by Dele Alli, gets his second goal of the campaign as he levels things with 5 minutes to go. But what on earth happened to the defence there? That has got to be one of the easiest goals I've ever scored on FIFA Career Mode. I mean, I literally passed the ball forward from the goal kick with Jordan Pickford, and the space opened up through the middle. It was like Moses parting the Red Sea. I mean, literally, just so much space for me to run into with Maddison. I felt embarrassed scoring that goal there. It was 2-2, and Maddison had got ourselves back on level terms and had forced extra time, so I guess I can't complain too much. So 2-2, and in the 120th minute, in extra time, after a half an hour period where nothing had happened really in extra time period, both players were shattered, really. What a chance for us to go through and win the game. Sterling played through by the shocker, but Alex Telles, the Brazil captain, talk about leading by example and taking one from the team. Give the left back some credit there. Sterling was running through one-on-one. You know he's got the pace and the end product to finish, send us through to the semis, but he scythes him down from behind, gets himself a red card. And as Maddison spurns the subsequent free kick, it goes behind for a goal kick, and that was how the game would finish. Great intelligent play from Telles there, forcing a penalty shootout. So penalty shootout, England versus Brazil. Everybody was putting their money on Brazil when they realised that I was in charge of the spot kicks here. So we will take on the South American side from the spot kicks, and right from the first penalty, Marcus Rashford was denied and Fabinho made it 1-0 to Brazil, and I was thinking, here we go, we're going now. If this was esports, the bookies would have suspended odds on Brazil going through here. Down by 1, needing a response, and thankfully Dele Alli would provide. He's been consistently good all throughout the tournament, and that continues from the spot kicks. 1-1, and Pickford would then deny Paqueta from the next penalty. So back to square one, tied at 1-1. Both teams scored one, both teams missed one, but Maddison would then miss our next one as Brazil had a chance to restore the lead, which Wesley would do, sending Jordan the wrong way. So desperation mode now, down by a goal, and then Tony would take the next one. But he never lets you down. What a penalty by the shocker. Right to the bottom corner, back on level terms. We still needed to save one, which we would do. Pickford denies Vinicius Jr. and now Sancho could give us our first lead from the spot kicks. Jadon Sancho against Edison puts it in after an abysmal penalty, and that meant now that an unlikely situation had presented itself. If Pickford could deny Casemiro, who scored in normal time, we would make it through to the World Cup semi-finals, and Pickford might have gone the wrong way, but Casemiro hits the post, and Jordan Pickford and England can celebrate the most lackluster penalty shootout victory of all time. I mean, this wasn't like World Cup 2018 against Colombia when the boys were going mental. This was the boys standing there whilst Pickford just slides on his knees. But either way, Casemiro denied by the woodwork. He sends Jordan the wrong way, gives him the eyes, but he misses the target. He hits the post, and it's Pickford's day to celebrate. England are through after Docs wins a penalty shootout. Yep, you heard me right. Docs wins a penalty shootout. I bet you never thought that was going to happen, did you? I can't believe it. I can't believe I won a penalty shootout. You know, taking those penalties, that the hands were so sweaty, the controller was basically, you know, covered in liquid at this point. I thought, there's no way I'm going through on the spot kicks, man. Absolutely no way. You know, I'm so bad at penalties. And yes, I did say in the last episode, I have improved my penalty kick taking. As you can see, Argentina beat France, Spain beat Cameroon, and Italy knocked out Germany in the quarter, which means that in the semis, we'll be taking on Argentina, and Italy will face Spain. But I did not fancy my chances one bit of going through that. I would have said, you know, the odds were probably stacked in Brazil's favour. We were probably like 10-1 to go through on the spot kicks there with me taking them. I did not feel one bit confident. And to come from behind twice in the spot kicks too, in order to win it, I think the momentum changed when Tony scored that amazing penalty. When he put it into the bottom corner, the lads were thinking, do you know what? Bloody hell, we could win this. And we did. Great to see it. England through to the semi-finals where we take on Argentina. And all I could think about was 26 years ago in France, 1998, the quarterfinals between these two nations, that dramatic quarterfinal tie. Was it 26 years ago? I think so. 24 years ago it might be actually. France 98, the dramatic World Cup quarter-final tie between Argentina and England. Michael Owen, sensational solo goal. David Beckham's red card. What was going to happen in this semi-final tie here against the South American side? Well, it started off at a really frenetic pace. Early on, Argentina denied by Pickford, and then James Maddison almost scoring there his third goal of the campaign to make it 1-0, firing his volley just wide the post, and in the 29th minute, Argentina Argentina would grab the lead in a very close and tense opening half an hour. Vargas down left-hand side, dinking into the middle, and Paulo Dybala heads it past Jordan Pickford to make it 1-0. So the South American side in front, heading into the dressing room here in Qatar, and I must admit, in the second half, I was really struggling. Argentina's back four was so stubborn, so strong, and I just couldn't break them down. Sancho and Sterling and Kane have all been getting in behind back lines all throughout the tournament, but in this game, Argentina's game plan was great. They were sitting deep, they weren't allowing forward runs to get in behind, and I was really struggling to open them up and find the chances. And the 69th minutes, we were still down by a goal. Loftus-Cheek goes for goal from range, and I thought this was in. RLC looking for his second goal of the tournament, going for goal from 25 yards as the roof of the net is rippling, and it is still 1-0. And with 9 minutes to go, one late chance here, but still down by a goal. Dele Alli playing an amazing through ball to who else but Ivan Toney off the bench, and the shocker comes off the subs bench to rescue us with 7.5 minutes to go. He chested the ball backwards. Dele Alli played an amazing through ball. Tony's storming, aggressive run was reminiscent of Ollie Shaw all throughout the season with Sheffield United. Brilliant through ball, and talk about composure from Ivan Toney. One-on-one, doesn't panic. World Cup, biggest stage, third cap for his country. What does he do? He rounds the goalkeeper and digs it into the open goal. This guy, I mean, he's just fucking unbelievable. 1-1, back on level terms, but in stoppage time, a career-defining moment for Lionel Messi of Argentina, searching for his first piece of international silverware. 25 yards from goal, free kick, bends one. Oh, what an incredible moment it would have been had Messi scored an amazing goal there on the big stage for his country. But Pickford denies the Argentina captain. We would go into extra time, tied at 1-1. And another 30 minutes worth of football would await us in a game where Argentina had been the slightly better time. We'd forced ourselves an extra half an hour courtesy of the shocker. But in extra time, straight from kickoff, Harry Kane does his best Vinnie Jones impression here, runs straight in to, was it Dybala? I think it was Dybala there, and gets his second booking. He was booked in the normal time period. I don't know where it happened though. I think it might have been when Messi won the free kick late on in the game, but I charged in to Dybala there, a show of lack of discipline. I don't know what on earth I was doing, to be honest, guys. I have no idea what I was doing. I got to be honest, I was playing the game at like 2 AM, so I was pretty fatigued at the time, but either way, I got no idea what I was doing there. Kane sent off though, as we would go down to 10 men as the extra time period began. I thought it was quite a harsh in the car, really, just an accident collision, but either way, Kane sent off just like Beckham 24 years ago. But 9 minutes after the restart, this wasn't a goal due to bad discipline and a mistake from me. This was just pure bad luck and pure BS. Lionel Messi bends one from 20 yards out. It hits the post and ricochets off Jordan Pickford's back and trickles into the back of the net. I mean, honestly, man, at this point, you know, I don't rage when I'm playing FIFA. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't raging here either. I was like, that's annoying. But either way, when the ball hit Pickford's back and 20, I was like, are you serious? Like, come on, man. Like, seriously? I mean, we're defending so well. After going down to 10 men, Argentina had started off putting pressure on in extra time after losing a man. And then that happens, we were restricting them to long-range shots. And bloody hell, the ball hits the post, hits Pickford on the back and trickles in to the open goal. Talk about BS, man. Argentina back in front, and 5 minutes after that as well, they will get themselves another goal, extend their lead to 2, make it 3-1, and go through to the World Cup final. So more World Cup semi-final heartache for England, knocked out in the semis for the second straight World Cup. The FA only asked us to reach the quarter-finals, so they're happy we went one stage further and reached the stage we reached in the 2018 tournament back in Russia. But either way, Argentina through. They were worthy winners as well. I'll be the first to admit it. They deserved to win. We didn't lose this game courtesy of Harry Kane's red card. We lost the game because Argentina were the better team. There's no doubt about it. They deserved to win it and deserved to make it through to the final, where they would, of course, take on Italy. So, you know, I was disappointed to get knocked out there because I felt we had a chance to get into the final in my first national tournament managing the side. And even though the presentation says here we are playing in the final against Spain, of course, this is the third place playoff. I did decide to play it. It's a bit of a meaningless game, this one. I mean, no one's really going to get psyched up for a third place playoff, are they? But either way, I played it regardless against Spain. Just decided to throw in the Rezzies and see what they could do in the third place playoff. But either way, I was annoyed because again, we didn't lose the game due to the red card. We lost the game due to that BS Messi goal. I mean, when that happened, it was a Pickford own goal, really, the Messi strike regardless. When that happened, I thought there's no way we're going to win this now. You know, we're down to 10 men. We're now behind as well. I can't see us coming back once again with a man disadvantage and the luck clearly not being in our favour. And it's just so annoying. But anyway, we lost the game. I've got to stop moaning about it now. It's all over, and we're at the semi-final stages once again. But playing a third place playoff against Spain here, who are also knocked out in the semi-finals as well. We would take lead through Marcus Rashford. Answers on the postcard. Where on earth was David De Gea going for that goal? I do not know. But 27 minutes in, smiles were back on faces for England fans despite being knocked out of the semis, because smiles were on the fans of Sheffield United fans as well, because Ollie Shaw assisted Ivan Toney in a World Cup game. Yes, it's a meaningless third place playoff, but yes, the brothers getting their first call up to the national side, and Shaw playing it through to the shocker. Had an amazing World Cup tournament. I think definitely in World Cup 2026 and Euro 2024, barring injury, these two will be starters, and Toney definitely will be, surely, if he continues his form for club as well. Shaw to Toney. I was brimming when that goal happened, man. I was grinning like a moron on my bed. I couldn't believe it, but yeah, 2-0, and Spain will get a consolation goal in the second half. We held on for the win. We claimed the third place playoff and finished third in the World Cup. So if you want to get technical, we did improve on 4 years ago. 4 years ago, England lost their World Cup third place playoff against Belgium, but this time we win it. Finished third, not fourth in the World Cup, as Argentina, who beat us in the semis, do win the World Cup in the end. Great to see Messi pick up his first national trophy with Argentina. I'd love to see that happen in real life so much, but yeah, Argentina win it. No shame in losing to the eventual winners as well. Argentina in the end claimed the World Cup in Qatar, and we had to settle for a third place finish where Ivan Toney scored 4 goals in the World Cup and finished in the top 5 for goals as well. Start him in Euro 2024? I definitely think so. But still, lots of positives despite the exit to Argentina in the semis. Lots and lots of positives. Going one stage further than the FA asked us to reach, and having a really good go against the South American side, who eventually won it as well. Lots of positives, lots to build on for the future as well. And with this England side being so young too, we'll be back in 4 years' time. No doubt about it. But that was today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And don't forget, in the next episode, we'll be returning tomorrow afternoon with the new season with Sheffield United as season 4 begins at Bramwell Lane. See you very soon.